Every living cell has a boundary that controls what enters and what leaves the cell. This boundary is called the cell membrane, also known as the plasma membrane. I'm Nurse Succinate, and in the next 3 minutes, we'll break down the structure, composition, and function of the cell membrane, simply and clearly. The cell membrane is made up mainly of lipids and proteins. There are two major classes of membrane proteins: peripheral proteins, also called extrinsic proteins, and integral proteins, also known as intrinsic proteins. Fatty acids are organic compounds composed of a carboxyl head and a long hydrocarbon chain. These long aliphatic chains give lipids their hydrophobic nature. The cell membrane is arranged as a phospholipid bilayer. The hydrophilic heads face outward toward the extracellular fluid and the cytosol, while the hydrophobic tails face inward, forming a hydrophobic core. Remember, always use the term cytosol, not cytoplasm. Integral proteins are intrinsic proteins embedded within the phospholipid bilayer. They span the entire thickness of the membrane and are difficult to isolate without detergents such as sodium dodecyl sulfate, SDS. Peripheral proteins are extrinsic proteins found on the surface of the membrane. They mainly function as receptors, binding ligands, and transmitting signals into the cell. Integral proteins also function as transport proteins. Through ATPase activity, they act as channels and carriers, allowing specific substances to cross the membrane. Improperly synthesized or damaged proteins are degraded in the lysosome, an organelle with a highly acidic environment. In summary, the cell membrane is a dynamic and selectively permeable barrier made of a phospholipid bilayer and proteins working together to protect the cell and regulate transport. I'm Nurse Succinate. Keep learning and keep building strong foundations.